Hi everyone, and welcome back to Virtual Cheese Emporium. As promised, I have delivered to you today a new video filled with my favorite books, just like I did last time. And because it's Pride Month, I decided to hop on the bandwagon shamelessly and show you all a list of my favorite LGBTQIA+ books. I actually did that a bit in the first video, but in this one, I'm going to be showing you even more LGBTQIA+ books. I hope that my favorite literary exploits will be filling your bookshelves and you will find enjoyment in all the stories that they have to offer. But first, you gotta see what they are. So, let's move past the intros and get on with the book list, everyone. Now, starting off our book list, we have another classic remake based on Sleeping Beauty. This is Malice, and this is a retelling based on the perspective of our evil queen. When I first saw this book on Goodreads, I thought that it was going to be like some young, beautiful villainess who had already taken over most of the world, but there was just this one pesky kingdom in her way that she just couldn't take over for the life of her. And because the preview of this book hadn't actually come out yet, I had already sculpted this whole enemies to lovers plot with this beautiful, tall, glass of wine villain and this, well, not dainty, but dainty, determined princess who, loves swords, books, and everything. And then loveliness, forbidden love, and decadent villainy would ensue. But when I got this, I didn't exactly get that plot, but I was by no means disappointed with it either. There's still forbidden love, and there's still a whole bunch of cursing and magic and everything, but we get magical training arcs instead of having the powers already established. So basically, this is a extremely well-written villain origin story of the evil queen before she grew up and, descended into madness and chaos and wanted to kill everyone in sight. So, if you really like 400+ page books, well, this is going to be perfect for you. And if you like magical training arcs, forbidden love, as I said 4 times, along with a descent into villainy and madness, and a desire for revenge, I think Malice shall be the perfect book for you. Second on the list is the novel Legendborn, which is basically a very eloquent mix of black girl magic mixed with King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. I actually discovered this book when it was extremely popular, I'd say in the winter time or so, and I was gonna get it, but I'm cheap since I don't have a job, and I shied away from the $18.99 price tag. But thanks to Book of the Month, see right there, not sponsored, but I do love you guys, I was able to get it along with 2 more books in here that I might talk about later. But basically, the synopsis of this is that our girl Bree enrolls into college early after her mother dies and her dad decides to move her away to a new town closer to her college. That way she can begin the recovery process. But she gets embroiled in this secret society of magical beings after a cliffside party goes wrong and she encounters some magical creatures. So, if you like an arc concerning plant magic and time travel, which I didn't expect, magic, swords, medieval hierarchy and stuff, kings and queens and all that, demons and monsters, and a beautiful blonde magical boy that is this lovely lady's love interest, then I think Legendborn will be the book for you. I really do think you'll enjoy it. Plus, it's another 400-page novel. Who doesn't like long books? The third book on the list is another Book of the Month pick, and bam! It's this lovely novel called The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I didn't really know what to make of this story, but the premise did sound pretty interesting, so I thought, why not? If I don't like it, I can just never read it, or I can donate it. I hear people really like this book, so they would snap it up fast if I didn't like it. Luckily, I did. But I would describe the synopsis of this story as a fictional memoir of an aged, beautiful celebrity who wants to tell the whole world about the good, bad, and the ugly that she's been through on her rise to Hollywood fame. And who has she chosen in order to spread her sordid story to the entire world? Why, she has chosen a low-level magazine editor named Monique Grant, who she has a mysterious connection to. Ooh, mystery. So yeah, a fictional memoir of Miss Hugo's rise to fame, including all 7 of her marriages, all the movies she's done, all the experiences she's been through, and the tough life of a kid from the streets growing up to be a beautiful, eloquent, tall glass of sparkling water movie star. And plus, we get a little shred of mystery in there with Miss Monique and Miss Hugo. So if you really like a bit of mystery, a lot of glamour and decadence, and another well-written good origin story, then The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo will be the perfect book for all of you. Our 4th book on the list is unfortunately not a Book of the Month pick, but it is a Barnes & Noble monthly book pick. It is Camp by L.C. Rosen. I actually own another book of his called Jack of Hearts and Other Parts, which I probably should have added onto the list because it is very gay, and I do think you would like that. This book in particular is about a high school boy who opens a blog to give advice about relationships and sex, but his plans get diverted when someone keeps leaving him weird, creepy stalker notes. Well, this book, Camp, also deals with a high school boy and his kooky romantic shenanigans. Our main character, Randy, he has fallen for a sporty boy named Hudson, and he has decided to ditch his sparkly, awesome theater persona and decides to adopt a more masculine, also very sporty persona in order to pique Hudson's interest. Now, I usually get like secondhand embarrassment when it comes to big lies, like fake dating. That's why I don't read like fake dating stories or anything like that, because I would just be like, I can see the line, it makes me uncomfortable. People are gonna find out. It's just like, ugh. But this was actually handled very tastefully. I mean, I still did cringe because, the whole lie thing, but it was handled really nicely. There are serious moments without it being all depressing, and there's humor without it being gratuitous. So, if you like topics about misogyny, internalized or otherwise, loving yourself and other people for who they are, and healthy sexual encounters, I think this wonderfully designed book will be perfect for you. Oh, whoops, I forgot to mention. Check out Jack of Hearts and Other Parts too. They are both by the same author like I mentioned, so I do think you'd really like them. Alright, now we're getting on to the 5th book. And finally, the last book on our list is going to end this video with a bit of a dark tone. This is The Blood Countess by Lana Popovic, and the title of this book is actually related to another actual Blood Countess who wreaked havoc upon all of her servants in Hungary. This is about a girl named Anna, the daughter of a midwife, who was hired by Countess Elizabeth to take her away from her misfortune. At first, she starts off as a lowly scullery maid, but soon she actually gains Elizabeth's favor and becomes her chambermaid, her confidant, and her lover. But the title Blood Countess comes into play when Miss Elizabeth decides to torture and kill all of her servants, along with bathing in their blood to keep herself young and beautiful, even though aging is a part of the human process, and you should try to age gracefully instead of not trying to age at all. All of my true crime nuts out there, along with myself, will probably recognize the Blood Countess. I myself did really enjoy her story, in kind of a sick way, so when I saw this book and read the synopsis in the inside cover, I knew that this would be the perfect book for me. And plus, this is a welcome change to all the sweet fluffy stuff that is currently in my library. So, if you like royal intrigue, the dynamic between husband and wife, because we do have an abusive husband in there, and violence and blood, not gratuitous, but still, violence and blood, I do think you will enjoy this wonderfully dark tale. my loves, that is the end of the video and the end of my second book list. I really hope that all of these books will someday fill your bookshelf and you will enjoy the stories that they have to offer. I also really do think that Goodreads should probably sponsor me. I mean, I've discovered so many books on there and it's so easy to use. And it saves so much time going to the library or the bookstore and just praying that the book that you just shelled out $24 is actually really good. So reading the previews on there is very nice and it helped me discover a lot of my lovely literary treasures. So please, Goodreads, if you're watching this, please sponsor me. I love you, okay? But anyways, I really hope that you enjoyed my video and will consider buying these books. I've said it 3 times, you kind of have to do it now. And if there's any videos that you guys want me to do in the future, whether it be more book reviews, movie reviews, like singing, or anything else, please drop all of your requests in the comments. I haven't seen many of you commenting and it's making me sad because I really do want to interact. So please, any requests you have down in the comments, I want to read them, want to respond to you, want to see if I can actually pull it off. But thank you for coming back to Virtual Cheese Emporium. I must go now, but thank you for coming back to my wonderful establishment and I hope to see you all again very, very soon. Have a lovely day and enjoy reading all of the books in your library. Bye-bye!